Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Slow Customs, and in today's episode we have my J50 Thomas and Henry C's Red. I'll start with the J50 Thomas here. So this Thomas is obviously a J50, but it was made out of my original Thomas, the OG Thomas, whatever. I had this Thomas sitting on my shelf for the longest time. I already basically took the wheels and gave them to Frankie, so he was basically chassisless for a good month or two. But when I was able to get another Thomas chassis from a lot from Mercari or whatever, I was able to basically replace the chassis, and I decided might as well make a J50 Thomas. I mean, I'm not going to be doing much with it, and this was made before I had gotten the Thomas again. So, yeah. Anyway, so not much was really done to it, honestly, besides the shapes, but all I did was I took, a Pepsi box and cut it thin to go along the side here, mainly to cover up this extended part here. The extended part of the J50 is, popsicle sticks cut up and glued on to emulate the curve that the J50s have on their on the front there. So that's been pretty covered up, actually. It looks actually pretty nice. It's a little crooked if you look at it from the top, but that's just to get it around the smoke box and go down. So yeah. The side here, I tried to emulate the lining as best as I could, especially on a J50. So I did look at a lot of references in an actual J50 to get like the lining down and just like the position of all of it. So it looks pretty good. The running board is pretty much the same as it is on Thomas, or like the normal Thomas. So the back lining is just a simple square to go up to the cab or the bunker. Red buffer beam and whatnot. So here's the other side. This side is a little bit better, just because it's a little cleaner. And the one I had to do again. Second time doing one for a Thomas, but yeah. Now the biggest eyesore thing is the smoke box door. This is actually removable. It's a little finicky here. But it's just a Lego dish piece with a bit of popsicle stick to go under the little divot there. So, and the reason I made it removable is because I still want to use my multiple faces for the Thomas that I had made, because a while back I had made it like a ton of faces for the normal Thomas. And I still want to use them, but I also want to have him be able to have his smoke box door. So that's why that's removable. And I think it looks pretty good, actually. I don't have the faces on me at the moment. I'd have to grab them, but yeah. Really like how he turned out, actually. It's really simple, and the blue that I used was pretty much the same blue as the original Thomas, so that's really nice. But yeah, that's pretty much all on my J50 Thomas. Not much to say for him, to be honest. It's just another Thomas version, like my long Thomas, so yeah. Anyway, here is my Henry C's Red Henry. This is made out of a 2003 Henry, as I just had it laying around. And it's basically just a red Henry. Now, I did detail his lining kind of thing with a bit of a darker shade of red. That way it still looks good, and it just doesn't look like a red engine, I guess. So that's why there's like lines and stuff there. I'm sure that the actual image of Henry C's Red isn't like lined or anything, but you can obviously see the detail with like the lining and boiler bands and all that, so I tried to replicate that as best as I could. So, yeah. The running board for Henry, I decided to go black because on the actual Henry C's red image, he has a black running board when he's being repainted and all that, so I tried to replicate that. Otherwise, the wheels have been gone over with red. They're a little darker because I had to go over his original green, so that kind of sucks. And looking back, I probably could have used this Henry for my more accurate Scotsman, but at the time I didn't have the green paint that I used from Papyrus, so yeah. The face for Henry is just the illustration, because I really wanted to get that just overall look of the dissatisfaction that Henry had. So that's just paper glued onto a penny, which is hot glued into the smoke box. And I know the smoke box is a little inaccurate with the black around it, but one, I kind of forgot about it, and two, I just thought it looked a little weird with just the red, so I decided to keep that black. So yeah. Buffer beam there too. Overall, this is honestly a really simple custom. I don't have a tender for him, because he doesn't have a red tender in Henry C's red, and I figured I could just use my original Henry tender, which the Henry tender that came with it went to a good use, as it went to Captain Baxter, so, yeah. Anyway, not really much to say. Really simple customs, so yeah. I do have at least another SlowCustoms on the way. It's another Arsdale custom, so you guys can try and guess what part of the Arsdale they are. So, yeah. Otherwise, I don't have many customs left, to be honest. Or, well, any money left, so I probably won't be doing many custom videos anymore after these, at least 2 that I have left. So, yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!